After age 60, a simple glass of milk can be as dangerous as smoking a cigarette a day. Too strong? Wait until you find out which types are silently accelerating inflammation, weakening bones, and paving the way for diseases that rob you of your vitality. The truth is harsh: not all milk is your friend. For decades, we were taught to believe that it was a perfect food. But science now reveals that some milks act as true health saboteurs, especially when the body no longer has the same healing power it had in youth. And what's most alarming is that these villains are neither rare nor exotic. They're on supermarket shelves, part of the routine of millions of people, and perhaps even in your refrigerator right now. A seemingly innocent habit may be aging you from the inside without you even realizing it. The good news is that there is a way out. While certain types of milk accelerate wear and tear, others have the power to strengthen natural defenses, protect the heart, nourish bones, and even restore energy. You just need to know how to choose, and this knowledge can add years to your active life. In this video, you'll discover which 5 types of milk should be eliminated immediately, and which 5 can become liquid remedies to save your health. Get ready, because some of the answers go against everything you've believed until now. If this revelation has already opened your eyes, leave your like now. That way, more people can escape these silent risks. For many years, milk has been placed on a pedestal. Commercials showed children running strong, athletes lifting trophies, and elderly people smiling with supposedly protected bones. The white glass became synonymous with health. But does this image correspond to reality? Current science shows that not everything that seems nutritious actually strengthens the body after age 60. What was once considered essential can become a silent risk. The reason is simple: the body changes, digestion slows down, tolerance to certain proteins and sugars decreases, and the impact of hidden additives becomes more severe. The mature body does not react in the same way as the young body. Recent studies reveal that some types of milk increase inflammatory processes, hinder nutrient absorption, and even unbalance the intestinal microbiome, the set of good bacteria that protects your immunity. And when inflammation sets in, it doesn't just stay in the stomach. It affects joints, accelerates cellular aging, compromises memory, and paves the way for chronic diseases. The most worrying thing is that this truth remains hidden behind attractive labels and advertising campaigns. Many people in their 60s, 70s, or 80s continue to consume milk daily, believing it to be beneficial, but it is silently contributing to their loss of vitality. It's like filling an old car with the wrong fuel: it still works, but it wears out much faster. And here comes the warning: one of the most popular milks, found in millions of homes, is among the biggest villains for those over 60. It seems harmless, even classic, but it may be slowly eroding your health. What is hidden behind this seemingly harmless glass? After 60, the body undergoes changes that make every food choice even more decisive. Muscle mass naturally decreases, bones lose density, metabolism slows down, and digestion becomes less efficient. What once seemed to cause no problems can now lead to discomfort, inflammation, and even serious illness. This is precisely when the wrong milk ceases to be just an ordinary drink and becomes a risk factor. Many people believe they are strengthening their bones by drinking certain types of milk every day, but in fact they may be creating the opposite effect: excess poorly absorbed calcium, increased magnesium loss, and bone health imbalance. The result? Fragility, increased risk of fractures, and persistent pain. And it doesn't stop there. Some industrialized milks contain additives, hidden sugars, and even low-quality vegetable oils. For a more mature organism, these substances accumulate and inflame the entire body. The consequence can be a cascade of problems: uncontrolled cholesterol, altered blood sugar, weight gain, and liver overload. The intestinal microbiome, which acts as a true line of defense for the immune system, also suffers. Inadequate milks alter the balance of the flora, impairing the absorption of vital nutrients such as vitamins and minerals. This means less energy, less protection against viruses and bacteria, and faster cell aging. The irony is painful: what many believe they are consuming to gain health may be eroding the very foundations that sustain vitality. Bones, muscles, memory, and immunity, all silently impacted by seemingly harmless choices. And here's the surprising revelation: traditional milk, which has been a symbol of strength for decades, can, in excess, weaken bones instead of protecting them. A contradiction that is hard to believe, but proven by science. Do you still have this milk every day in your routine? It's time to expose the real villains hidden in the glass. They seem harmless, some even carry the reputation of being traditional or nutritious, but science has already shown that after age 60, they can accelerate aging and weaken the body. 1. Excess whole cow's milk. Although it contains calcium and protein, frequent consumption of whole milk after age 60 can increase inflammation due to saturated fat. In addition, large amounts of lactose can cause digestive discomfort, bloating, and poor nutrient absorption. What once seemed to strengthen can now overwhelm. 2. Condensed milk. Sweet, creamy, and used in desserts, but loaded with concentrated sugar. A bomb that raises blood sugar, accelerates skin aging, inflames joints, and increases the risk of type 2 diabetes. For those seeking vitality, it's like pouring sugar directly into your arteries. 3. Ready-made chocolate milk. Sold as a practical option for energy, but in reality it is a mixture of milk with excess sugar, colorings, and preservatives. It destabilizes blood sugar, steals energy throughout the day, and impairs memory with silent brain inflammation. Or ultra-processed plant-based milks with additives. Not all plant-based milk is healthy. Many versions of soy, almond, or rice milk sold in cartons contain refined vegetable oils, emulsifiers, and even added sugars. The mature body, already more sensitive, suffers from this chemical overload that weakens the microbiome and immunity. 5. Sweetened powdered milk. Popular for its convenience, but a real poison for those seeking to age well. Loaded with added sugar, it undergoes industrial processes that destroy nutrients and concentrates additives. The result is systemic inflammation and overload for the liver and kidneys. These 5 types of milk may seem different from each other, but they have something in common: they accelerate inflammatory processes and leave the body vulnerable just when it needs protection the most. With each sip, your natural defenses are silently weakened. But here's the relief: for every harmful milk, there is an alternative that can strengthen the heart, protect bones, nourish muscles, and restore energy. And what's most surprising is that some of these milks work almost like a natural remedy within the body. Are you ready to learn about the ones that really save your health?
While some milks steal energy and inflame the body, others have the power to activate the most powerful mechanisms in our biology, our natural defenses. According to modern research, the human body has 5 protection systems that act as true guardians of health. When stimulated by the right foods, they can prevent disease, repair damage, and even slow down aging. The first defense is angiogenesis, responsible for nourishing tissues through the healthy formation of blood vessels. When it works well, it prevents the growth of diseased cells and strengthens the heart. Certain plant-based milks, such as oat milk, contain compounds that help maintain this balance. The second is cell regeneration. Our bodies are constantly renewing themselves, but this process slows down with age. Nutrients found in milk such as goat's milk and fermented soy milk help stimulate stem cells, which are essential for muscle and bone repair. The third defense is the gut microbiome. Millions of good bacteria live inside us, regulating digestion, immunity, and even mood. Fiber-rich or fermented milks act as fuel for this invisible army that protects us from the inside out. The fourth is the protection of DNA, our vital code. Aging accelerates when this code is damaged, but antioxidant compounds found in some plant-based milks act as guardians of this information, helping to keep the body younger for longer. And finally, the fifth defense, the immune system. The final barrier against viruses, bacteria, and chronic inflammation. The right milk can strengthen this front line, reducing recurrent infections and increasing daily vitality. When we look at these 5 defenses, we realize that choosing a simple glass of milk is not trivial. It can activate powerful mechanisms that keep your health sharp, your memory clear, and your bones strong. Or it can do the opposite, silently weakening each of these protections. That's why, from now on, we're going to learn about the 5 types of milk that really work as natural medicine. And the first one may surprise you. An ancient milk, forgotten by many, but one that can become a true ally after age 60. Little remembered today, goat's milk was once called the milk of longevity in many traditional cultures. And not by chance. Unlike cow's milk, it contains a fat and protein structure that is easier to digest, especially for those over 60 who experience discomfort with lactose. Your body recognizes goat's milk as something lighter, almost natural, reducing bloating, gas, and that feeling of heaviness in the stomach. But the benefits don't stop there. This milk is rich in bioavailable calcium, meaning calcium that the body can actually absorb. This is vital for bones that are already facing the natural process of demineralization with age. In addition, it contains phosphorus, magnesium, and small amounts of natural probiotics, which help keep the intestinal microbiome in balance. Another important point is that the casein in goat's milk is different from the casein in cow's milk. This means less risk of inflammation for more sensitive people, reducing joint pain and improving muscle recovery. Imagine drinking something that not only nourishes you, but also softens the negative impacts that other milks cause. A simple example: many people over 65 who have replaced cow's milk with goat's milk report improved digestion, less heartburn, and even more energy in their daily lives. Small changes, but ones that yield big results. That's the power of a smart choice, turning a daily habit into a protective strategy. Goat's milk is not just an alternative, but a natural reinforcement for bones, muscles, and intestines, three fundamental pillars of vitality after 60. And if goat's milk is an ally of digestion and absorption, the next milk is even more strategic. It acts directly on heart health, helping to protect arteries, control cholesterol, and keep blood flowing smoothly. If there is one milk that deserves the title of heart protector, it is oat milk. Smooth, creamy, and naturally sweet, it contains one of the most studied fibers in science, beta-glucans. These compounds are capable of reducing LDL cholesterol, known as bad cholesterol, while protecting blood vessels against the formation of plaques that obstruct circulation. For those over 60, this is valuable news. After all, the heart is no longer as efficient as it was decades ago, and any accumulation of fat in the arteries can mean lack of energy, frequent fatigue, and in more severe cases, risk of heart attacks or strokes. By including oat milk in your routine, you are not just switching drinks, you are directly strengthening your cardiovascular system. Another positive point is the impact on the intestinal microbiome. Because it is rich in soluble fiber, oat milk feeds the good bacteria in the gut, aiding digestion and strengthening immunity. This means less inflammation, better nutrient absorption, and even a more stable mood, since much of serotonin production depends on a healthy gut. And there's more. For those who struggle with glucose spikes, oat milk offers stable energy. It helps control blood sugar levels, preventing those highs and lows that drain vitality and increase the risk of diabetes. Imagine replacing that regular milk in your breakfast with a glass of oat milk. With every sip, you will be nourishing your heart, feeding your gut, and protecting your arteries in a natural and delicious way. And I want to know from you, which of these milks have you tried or are curious to include in your routine? Leave your comments here. Your experience may inspire others to take better care of their health. If oat milk protects the heart, the next milk goes even further. It is a true bone builder, essential for maintaining a strong body structure and preventing fractures that can completely change life after 60. Among all the challenges of aging, bone health is perhaps one of the most delicate. After 60, bone density naturally decreases, increasing the risk of falls, fractures, and chronic pain. That's why choosing the right milk can make all the difference. In this regard, fortified almond milk stands out as a true bone builder. Almonds are naturally rich in calcium, magnesium, and vitamin E. When transformed into milk and fortified with vitamin D and additional calcium, they become a powerful ally for maintaining bone structure. This package of nutrients works together. Calcium strengthens, magnesium helps with fixation, and vitamin D ensures that everything is well absorbed by the body. Another important point is that almond milk, unlike cow's milk, is naturally low in calories and lactose-free. This means less digestive overload and less risk of inflammation. For those seeking not only strong bones, but also weight control and light energy in their daily lives, it becomes a strategic choice. But here's an essential warning: not all almond milk is the same. Some industrialized versions are loaded with added sugars, flavorings, and low-quality oils. These additives not only negate the benefits, but can cause the opposite effect, increasing inflammation and weakening the body. Therefore, the golden rule is simple: choose unsweetened versions, preferably enriched only with calcium and vitamin D. Imagine a 70-year-old who starts replacing regular milk with fortified almond milk.
In a few months, not only do they experience less digestive discomfort, but they also feel more energy to walk, engage in light activities, and live independently. Small daily changes that build big results for the future. If almond milk strengthens bones and muscles, the next on our list brings another strategic benefit: clean and constant energy, in addition to natural anti-inflammatory action. A tropical milk, full of history, but one that may surprise you with its science. Among all the alternatives, natural coconut milk occupies a special place for its ability to provide clean and fast energy without overloading the body. Rich in medium-chain triglycerides, MCTs, it is metabolized differently from common fats. Instead of being stored, it is almost immediately transformed into fuel for the body and brain. For those over 60, this means more energy for daily activities, greater mental clarity, and less fatigue. In addition, MCTs have an anti-inflammatory effect, helping to reduce joint pain and protect against chronic diseases related to silent inflammation. Another important point is digestibility. Natural coconut milk does not contain lactose, making it a safe alternative for those who suffer from discomfort caused by other types of milk. It is also rich in potassium, a mineral essential for keeping blood pressure under control and preventing heart overload. But, as with almond milk, caution is needed. Many industrialized versions of boxed coconut milk are loaded with additives, thickeners, and even hidden sugars. The ideal is to opt for natural versions without preservatives, or even to prepare it at home in a simple way, using only fresh coconut and water. And there is an additional benefit that is rarely mentioned. Coconut compounds help balance the intestinal microbiome, favoring good bacteria that strengthen immunity. This means not only more energy, but also more protection against infections and diseases typical of aging. Now imagine the power of this choice, a milk that, in addition to being tasty, protects the heart, provides constant energy, and even fights inflammation. For many, it represents a turning point in how they view nutrition after the age of 60. And if coconut milk balances energy and reduces inflammation, the next on the list is even more impressive. Considered by many researchers to be the milk of longevity, it has the power to protect bones and muscles and even reduce the risk of chronic diseases. If there is one milk that has earned the respect of science in recent years, it is fermented soy milk. Far beyond being an alternative to lactose, it has become a symbol of longevity in several international studies. Peoples who traditionally consume fermented soy have lower rates of osteoporosis, heart disease, and even some types of cancer. Coincidence? Science shows that it is not. The secret lies in the phytoestrogens and high-quality vegetable proteins present in soy. These compounds help maintain muscle mass, strengthen bone density, and offer special support for postmenopausal women, a phase in which calcium loss and bone fragility become real challenges. When fermented, this milk goes even further. It gains probiotics that feed the intestinal microbiome and multiply the benefits for immunity. This means more protection against chronic inflammation, more hormonal balance, and better absorption of essential nutrients. Studies show that people who regularly consume fermented soy milk have a lower risk of developing cardiovascular disease. This is because it helps control cholesterol, improves circulation, and provides antioxidants that protect DNA from aging damage. And here's the most fascinating point: while other milks silently weaken the body, fermented soy milk acts as a protective shield, preparing your natural defenses for the years ahead. It not only nourishes, it builds resilience. Now imagine the impact, replacing a glass that steals energy with one that prolongs vitality. This is the kind of decision that redefines the future of health. If you can think of someone who needs to know this information, share this video now. A simple gesture can change the health of those you love and perhaps save years of active life. But an important question arises: with so many options, how can you choose wisely, without falling into the industry's traps and ensuring that the glass really works as a natural remedy? Now that you know which milks destroy and which ones save, the practical challenge arises: how to choose wisely. After all, the shelves are full of attractive packaging, confusing labels, and health promises that don't always match reality. The first rule is simple: read the ingredients. The shorter and clearer the label, the better. Choose milks with few ingredients, no added sugars, no refined vegetable oils, and free of artificial colors or flavors. If you find complicated names that sound more like chemicals than food, be wary. The second rule is to think about variety. No milk is perfect on its own. The secret is to alternate: oat milk on some days, almond milk on others, fermented soy milk at strategic times. This way, you get different nutrients and reduce the risk of overload. The third rule is to listen to your body. After age 60, digestive tolerance can change significantly. Some people adapt better to goat's milk, others feel more energetic with coconut milk, and some find balance in oat milk. Health is personal, there is no one-size-fits-all recipe. And don't forget moderation. Even beneficial milks should be consumed in the right amounts. Excess can be harmful, but conscious consumption turns every sip into a step toward vitality. Finally, be wary of industry traps. Terms such as light, fitness, or lactose-free do not guarantee health. These products are often filled with additives to compensate for the taste. Choose natural, whole versions whenever possible, and value brands that value transparency. When we understand that health is not just about not drinking the wrong milk, but rather the value of each daily choice, everything changes. What seemed like a detail gains weight. What you put in your glass can be a way to medicate your body with food. And when we look back, we realize something powerful. All great transformations begin with simple decisions, made in the silence of routine. Breakfast can be just a common ritual, or the beginning of more years of energy, memory, and vitality. And it is precisely with this idea that we arrive at the final moment, a toast to a life that can still be long, strong, and full of purpose. Imagine yourself holding a simple glass. It can carry two destinies, a path of silent inflammation, fragile bones, and depleted energy, or a future of vitality, protection, and longevity. This choice seems small, but after 60, every detail becomes decisive. Throughout this journey, you have discovered the 5 milks that steal your health, rich in sugars, additives, and inflammation. You have also seen the 5 that act as true liquid medicines, strengthening bones, protecting the heart, balancing the gut, nourishing muscles, and even reinforcing DNA. It is proof that there is no age limit for turning the corner. Even a mature body responds surprisingly well when it receives the right nutrients. A simple change, repeated every day, has the power to rekindle defenses that seem dormant and restore the confidence to live independently. Every sip can be an act of self-care. Every choice can be an investment in more time to walk without pain, laugh without fatigue, and hug with energy. This is what it means to age with quality, not just adding years to life, but life to years. And this transformation starts now, with you. Don't wait for industry or tradition to decide your health. Take control. Fill your glass with choices that build, not destroy. If this content has opened your eyes and you want to continue learning how to reverse damage, protect your body, and age with strength, sign up now and join this community that values every detail of life. Because, in the end, health is not a matter of chance. It is a daily construction. And every sip can be a silent toast to the vitality you deserve.